airports in the Save Group are Venice, Verona, Treviso and Brescia, with Brescia being the major cargo airport. Massimo, thanks so much for joining us today. Now tell us about the airport's cargo strategy and market at the moment.
As a group, we have diversified our approach. Having 4 airports, we have kind of segmented the approach, the commercial approach, where we have Venice for the intercontinental connection, Treviso is a regional airport, Verona is more like an international European type of activity, and Brescia is mainly dedicated to cargo. That's our main focus at the moment. Brescia is by definition a full freighter friendly airport. We got a lot of capacity available. We are already the domestic hub for the Italian Postal Service. There's a lot of charter activity back and forth. We do not have passenger traffic at the moment, although we don't refuse that. We're not focusing on passengers. So the whole idea is to have Brescia becoming the perfect cargo airport for the northeast part of the country. The idea is because there's a lot of congestion in the main hubs such as Malpensa and Fiumicino, and in Brescia you can find, being a freighter operator, you can find the friendliest type of setup. It's a 724 airport. We got customs activity 24 hours a day, so that's the main approach that we have in terms of diversifying the activity among the 4 airports of the group.
And what's your next challenge?
The biggest challenge at the moment is that we have 2 separate development plans. One is for Venice, that will see his size becoming 3 times the actual one in the next 5 years. And in Brescia, there's a big effort in terms of investment for cargo infrastructure. We obviously have a focus also on courier. Matter of fact, we have subleased one of our warehouses to one of the main express courier. So we have already submitted our business development plan for the next 5 years to the Italian authorities. We're just waiting for the green light to start with the new development phase of the airport. Including this is also an additional 500 meters of runway that will allow to welcome any type of aircraft from any type of destinations, including Far East. That's our biggest challenge at the moment.
And how do you see the future of this runway?
Well, as I said, because we rely on the fact that the cargo industry today is suffering a lot of competition, there's a lot of constraint. One of the being the fact that there's a lot of lack of capacity in the airports. We got plenty of that capacity. So I'm quite confident that Brescia will definitely appear on the map once again as it used to be in the past. We welcome any freighter operator and just to come over, visit us and see what type of infrastructure we have there.
And what do you think is the biggest challenge facing the whole air cargo industry?
There are many. Among them, definitely one is the digitalization. The fact that after 25 years in this industry, I still see the operational side of the activity not very different from what it used to be. There's a sort of hard block in order to change the normal day-to-day activity. The second one is the cargo industry, the cargo transportation is slowly changing. The infrastructures of the airports, and I mean warehouses, stalls for the aircraft, automated deliveries, all this part of the infrastructural chain is not adequate anymore. In my view, the biggest challenge for the next 10-15 years will probably be the airports to realize that in order to capture cargo volumes, they need to have the perfect equipment. And when I mean equipment, I'm not talking only about the loaders or the ramps, infrastructural benefits that are not present today, while the characteristic of the transport are changing a lot.
So there needs to be changes across the whole industry to combat these challenges.
It's a matter of survival, I guess, at this point. 25 years ago, we didn't have all those special services like, perishable, pharma, but still, those goods will be moving as general cargo. So it's the trend itself that is telling us the cargo transportation is moving towards specialization. You cannot have the same approach for a live horse and a car. You need to segment your product, and in my view, you also have to segment the type of airport and the specializations of the airport.
And staying one step ahead of technology and your competitors is essential.
It's vital, because today, with the level of competition that you have in the market, it's not only a matter of who's the biggest one that will survive, but it's just who's the best one. From a client perspective, you just have to provide the service that they're looking for. So at the end of the story, the world outside is changing. Technology has affected our private lives. It has to affect also this business, which is somehow still a little bit late compared to other industries. But I guess we'll do it, because at the end of the story, this is a live industry. So we'll make it. It will take some time, but we'll make it.
I'm sure you will, Massimo.
Thanks, Nadia.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.